Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships, and I am back. Well, I'm back as far as being able to actually speak. A couple days ago I got sick. It wasn't really strep throat, but my back of my throat was very sore, so it made it very difficult for me to actually speak and talk. Speak and talk's the same, actually, technically, to drink and eat, etc. So I'm actually back, and I'm no longer a zombie, so yay, I'm back. And today we're taking a look at the tier 10 Russian destroyer, the Grozovoi, and the previous update, she actually got some few major buffs. We are currently playing on Atlantic, playing light tier 10 game. I only say it's light because, well, it's predominantly cruisers and destroyers that are tier 10. I'm joined with Ski in the Des Moines and Dr. John in the Shimakaze. So as you can see, there are a few radars on the enemy team, the Worcester and the Des Moines, and obviously the Missouri plus CU Gang if he actually does run it. But let's actually talk about the Grozovoi. The Grozovoi, when it came out, I would say it wasn't particularly well liked among players. A lot of preferred to stick with the Hakaym. I like the Grozovoi. I've always kind of had a special place in my heart for the Grozovoi. But the Grozovoi had issues. She had the potential of being very similar to the Hakaym, but her shell and her armor just could not match up to how the Hakaym plays, being that long range annoyance that you normally see. Now, the Grozovoi used to be only capable of having the defensive fire. I believe you could have smoke, and that was pretty much it. If memory serves me, I might be a little bit off, but now she actually has 4 consumables available to her. But there's a catch to that, and that catch is obviously the limiting factor on how many charges you have. The Grozovoi does have smoke. She does still have her defensive fire, and this Yugamo, I don't know what he was expecting to occur. Kind of rushes the smoke, and the Grozovoi does have torpedoes. She actually has 10 torpedoes, and they have a decent range. But even at that distance, even that they are slow, was pretty much certain doom for that Yug. And there we go, got First Blood and Devastating Strike, and that is 1 dead Yugamo. So torpedoes are obviously different from the Hakaym, where the Hakaym has much shorter range torpedoes. The Grozovoi has 10-kilometer range torpedoes, so they're still a viable option for the Grozovoi, and she also has a much better detect than the Hakaym. So the Grozovoi has 2 smoke charges, a defensive fire. She now has the potential of healing, which is extremely beneficial and kind of was needed because the Hakaym definitely has it, and therefore I think the other Russian destroyer, the Grozovoi, needed it as well. And she does need it because her armor is not as thick and capable of protecting herself than the Hakaym does. So the heal is very beneficial, and she does have the speed boost, which I don't think you could actually run the speed boost. I think it was either defensive AA or the speed boost, but now you can have both. But like I said, you're limited on the number of charges you can use. So for example, I only have 2 charges on 3 of the consumables and 3 charges on the defensive AA. So that's the most major benefit of the Grozovoi, is those new charges, and it has dramatically changed the way she's played. She tends to be a little bit more aggressive. She still has the really good guns. The guns are very fast firing. They are long range, 14.8 kilometers. They don't have the same hitting power as the Hakaym was capable of, so that's the only downside, but they're still capable of causing dramatic amount of damage. Now, Grozovoi was essentially designed to be a destroyer that is good against enemy aircraft. That's the whole premise of the Grozovoi. That's why she does have defensive AA, and at times she struggles with that. Her defensive AA is not that much better than the gearing, even after all the captain skills are put on and whatnot. So not that much better than gearing, but with the Grozovoi, at least you can actually land your shells more reliably because they are the Russian destroyer guns, and this Shimikaze is essentially screwed. There's not much you can do. Is gonna go down relatively quickly. Focusing down destroyers is what the Grozovoi is really capable of, and that actually kind of has transferred into even clan wars. In clan wars, this actually has occurred where Grozovoi has become actually an option you can go with. Among certain clans, I've actually seen it work for them because, one, it does provide smoke. Does have a heal, which makes it very powerful against other destroyers which do not have a heal. So it is a ship that is actually can work in clan battles. Generally works the best if it's paired up with another destroyer. I've seen essentially destroyer hunting clans run a Yu-Yang and a Grozovoi, and those two destroyers will work together to hunt down the enemy destroyers, and if they manage to take out the enemy clan's lone destroyer, it's quite devastating because there's not much the other clan can really do, especially if the other clan, or the clan that runs the Grozovoi, doesn't really try to go for that cap. Now, there are downsides of the Grozovoi. Her DTEX is not the greatest. It is around 6 kilometers, I believe, which does mean it does have about 100 meters difference from any of the gearing or the Yu-Yang, and obviously the Shimikaze outspots everything. So that's the only negative down aspect of that on the concealment. She obviously has much better concealment than the Habarashk, but there are a few other things. She's kind of a big ship, as many Russian destroyers are kind of well known for. She's kind of a big ship, so she can take quite a bit of damage. Her armor is not as thick as the Habarashk, and she's not as fast. She is still fairly quick. With speed boost, you can get up around 42 knots. And yes, I know there's a destroyer there, but obviously it's a Tashkent. That Tashkent is going to be easily be away from me. Now that Missouri is definitely not playing it quite right. He's playing it all the way in the back, and this Yu-Yang is essentially screwed. There's not much this Yu-Yang can really do. Running from 2 Russian destroyers, he just used his smoke, so his smoke is not going to be back up. And that's another thing. I believe all Pan-Asian destroyers have longer duration on smoke charges, which I'm not actually going to make a full video on. That's not entirely necessary. But yeah, major difference with Pan-Asians. They just don't have that charge anymore. And look at that. That is Kraken Unleashed for us. A lot of our damage was essentially against enemy destroyers. So granted, our damage wasn't that high, but we did kill quite a bit of the enemy destroyers, and all that's left on the enemy team is that enemy Missouri. So overall, I love the Grozovoi. I think it's still a fun destroyer. Don't get me wrong, the Habarash is fun, but with the Grozovoi, it's more versatile in the aspects that it can do somewhat the job the Habarash can do. It can torpedo. It does have those 10-kilometer range torpedoes. Granted, they are slow, which can actually be quite devastating because the enemy player will think they're safe from harm's way and obviously still run into them. Great taking out enemy destroyer, has the potential of healing, and I just now realized I have actually taken no damage. And keep in mind, I've been spotted quite a few times, even from a Des Moines and enemy destroyers. So it does have the potential of healing. They are only 2 charges, so do keep in mind on that. And her AA is still capable, especially with the commander skills, it can definitely help your allies from enemy airplanes and the AP. This range can help take out enemy Missouri's. So as you can see, our team earned a victory, and as you also saw, I think that asshole, and not talking about the player, I'm talking about the ship, the Asasio. I think that was, actually I'm kind of curious, was that actually his only kill? It was his only kill in that game. He finally got a kill. But anyways, earned a victory, brought home 506,397 silver, 5,451 XP, and 237 free XP. Earned Devastating Strike, First Blood, and Kraken Unleashed. 60,725 points of damage, 109 shell hits, 2 torpedo hits, 5 kills, 6 fires, 2 floods, 1 defended base capture, 1 captured base, and 1 spotting. We were top of team with a base XP of 2,299. This replay is a little bit old as we are currently not in Hurricane at the moment. I believe we're still in Typhoon. So a little bit older replay, but still viable nonetheless. As far as damage, as I did mention, most of our damage was predominantly against destroyers. As you can see there, HE, which was used predominantly, was 33,903. Our torpedoes did a nice chunk of damage, 15,500. And once again, you can definitely use those torpedoes because you are somewhat sneaky enough. You can still run around and be a torp boat, which is, once again, good thing about the Grozovoi is she's a little bit more versatile than the Habersh is. So overall, not a bad battle, and just a quick look at the changes at the Grozovoi. And I know I'm a little late to the party, but I wanted to look at the new light cruisers that just recently came out. And as far as the Worcester, that's going to be a little bit of time before I can get it. I have unfortunately ran out of premium time, which obviously does limit the amount of XP I'm going to get per battle. So it's going to take me a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it is just the way things are. So just be patient on that video. It will come once I get the booster. But anyways, this is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.